What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Schilling N Stunna podcast. Bro, I was sitting here watching these preseason games, and it gets boring. So, I don't know. Years past, I wouldn't even bother. Just watch a couple quarters of Dallas and call it. But this last year, I've really, taken the time to take a look around the league, or these 2 weeks. And it's interesting, man. It kind of reminds me of fight sports. You know, like you got a new boxer up and coming, or a MMA fighter up and coming, and you want to bring them up slowly, carry them along. They're fighting guys and they're smoking them, and everybody's like, oh, give them a title shot. But the promotion knows they're not ready. They keep feeding them these guys. And I kind of realize that's what the preseason reminds me of at this point, is like if you can flash in the preseason and you're not established starter already, it kind of just shows that you're a level above your competition and that you don't belong with this group of guys, if that makes sense.
That's how you make the team, though. Yeah.
Right. So that's why you see these preseason superstars stick around, but it just shows they're not a part of these 54 to 90 guys. They're more of in the 50s range. You know what I'm saying? So if we can just hit a couple things around the league, just to reflect on that Dallas game. Joshua Palmer might just be a guy, bro. He looks like a beast.
Man, dude look big as that's a big ass receiver, bro. I don't remember him looking so solid, but I just remember the screen pass that they threw out there to the left, and Nation right, he wasn't no parts of that. You know what I mean?
None.
Yeah. So
he even got torched too.
Palmer looked good, man. Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely, because I think this will be year 2. He just reminds me of Gallup all over again, to be honest. That's kind of the play style I see there.
So speaking of receivers, what other receivers has popped to you around the league right as of right now?
Romeo Doubs, I know we talked about it previously. It's kind of crazy. I know Watson hasn't really been out there at all, actually. But you take a guy.
Yeah.
He is playing this week? So
I don't know if he's playing, but he returned to practice this week. So
okay. So, I mean, that'll be good to see. It's just interesting to see a 4th-round guy start shining before the 2nd-round guy shows up, because what does that do to his confidence? But it might just be a steal in the 4th round there. Any receivers on your end?
Receivers. I think just to hit on this again, George Pickens has looked great, right?
Oh yeah.
I think you know, he's kind of already got the momentum going. He's going to be one of those guys, man. I don't know if we can put Kyle Pitts in the receiver range, but hey, he's a receiver to me. You know what I mean? He's smoking cornerbacks out there. So Kyle Pitts looked great. I'm trying to think of any other receivers that just stand out to me. Kyle Phillips over there in Tennessee.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
You would think Traylon Burks being that number 1 pick, that he would be the guy that kind of just comes in, put his stamp on everything, and you know what I mean, just kind of make a name for himself right away. But Kyle Phillips has been that guy who's been over there putting in work, and I think it's been something to say about. I think it was not today, but yesterday, where Mike Vrabel, he came out and was like, let's go ahead and get the best 2 guys from offense and defense out there and see what happens. And Kyle Phillips was one of those guys. So I think that says a lot about what he's been able to do this training camp. So, yeah.
I definitely forgot to mention Kyler Phillips. He has been shining. Similar situation, outshining the guy that was taken before him. If we can go back to Pittsburgh real quick, I want to throw some fantasy football your way. I've been super out on Deontay Johnson this best ball season. I just haven't hardly touched him. At his ADP, when he falls, I take him. But I know I mentioned it the other day, but I had a theory that what if Deontay was being held back by old Big Ben, and this wave of quarterbacks in Pittsburgh right now can unleash him?
I think that's a great point to make, man. If we talking about quarterbacks, I think Pickett has looked great, man. He's looked great. Pickett's, you know what I mean? It got a kind of, you know what I mean, nice little feel to it, right? I like Deontay Johnson. You know how I felt about it. I know how you feel about Deontay Johnson. So I think he could be up for a big year once again, man. And I do think it's something to be said about the quarterback play that was going on in Pittsburgh the last couple of years. So I think they will lean on the run game a little bit, but you know how Pittsburgh do, man. They always draft receivers. They got a Claypool, Deontay Johnson. I think all those guys out there, they got the weapons to do it. All they need is some good quarterback play. So soon as Trubisky has one bad game, I don't know if Pickett will start week 1 or how did that go, but I don't think Mike Tomlin hesitate to get him up out there. So yeah,
I know too that you've mentioned that you're kind of high on Pickett this preseason. That's one of the guys that you've brought up a few times. You want to expand on that a little?
Man, look, I like Pickett, man. I know as far as like just arm strength, I know how you feel about that, right? But I just think in that system, right, you just need a guy to be accurate. And he's been accurate, man. He's been making the right decisions. He's been back there. He's looked confident, man. And you talking about passer rating, right? Let's talk about passer rating, right? So at this point, he has the highest passer rating amongst quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks coming in the preseason thus far since Dak Prescott. I think the other guy was I don't even want to get into all those guys, but just know he's up there, right? He's up there, man. So I think, you can't just put that to the side, put that on the shelf and kind of knock that, man. He's looked good, man. And I think he should start week 1, but if Mike Tomlin, like I said, if he want to start Trubisky just to kind of give him a little bit of time to develop, I understand that, but it won't be long, man. I think Pickett is that guy over there in Pittsburgh.
I think in Pittsburgh, and I could totally be wrong here, but I think you have to start Trubisky week 1 because I don't think there's a path to start Pickett and bench him. You'll wreck his confidence. So I think you have to start Trubisky. That's a guy who has been benched before. He knows the vibe. So you bring him in there, that rookie sitting behind him. Hopefully that lights a fire up his ass and he does his thing. Because Trubisky's terrible. But there's a chance that he lights a fire on his ass. And he does better. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he's a good backup. He's not. Yeah. He shouldn't be starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But he should start week 1. I do definitely think Pickett's going to take that job. I think there's a 0% chance that freaking Mason Rudolph takes that job.
Hey, look, Rudolph has been moved to the side. We talk about who's starting. Like it's been Trubisky and Pickett. You know what I mean? Rudolph, bro, he's number 3, and I don't think he's been the same since he got bashed upside the head with that helmet.
That's why I'm laughing, bro.
So
he got to see Myles Garrett still, bro.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? He got to see that man 2 times a week, so he got a little PTSD. So
he be in sweats.
It's Pickett or Trubisky. Trubisky, he'll come in, probably start right away. I would like to see Tomlin start with a Pickett, though. I really would, man. I'm hoping to see, you know what I mean, that be the case, but I will understand if that's the case. It's a lot easier to start off with your Trubisky, your veteran quarterback, and then be able to move to a rookie, then take a rookie out and shake his confidence up. So I understand that. And let's go ahead and dive deeper into some other quarterbacks around the league. Just a couple names that pop out to you. What you thinking right now, man? Who stands out to you right away?
Watching Desmond Ridder. So Desmond Ridder, just watching it and like paying kind of close attention. It just looks like Dak's preseason year to me. Like it's there's a confidence there. There's a swagger there.
Yeah.
Mariota looks good as well. I think Mariota probably does look better. Dak was basically the only guy out there for us because Romo had broke his back against Seattle. But no, I think Ridder, he looks like a guy. I think he looks better than a Pickett. Any of the other rookies, I guess, that I've really paid close attention to, Ridder looks like the better option of the group.
Ridder looks good, man. Ridder looks good. I have to agree on that, man. I was seeing a couple plays, man, and he's making some tight one-on throws, right? It's some throws where you wouldn't expect some young quarterbacks to make early on in the season, but he's making them. He's confident. He's going through his reads. He's looking good, man. And like you said, Mariota's looking good as well. Right. I think whenever he gets his time, he'll be able to step in, and I'm excited to see what he can do. So, yeah, thumbs up to Ridder, man. You looking good, bro.
I do think, too, that there's like a justice that was done by that Atlanta staff with all those big bodies they brought in at receiver and including Kyle Pitts, because Mariota hasn't been the most accurate guy in his career, and then Ridder, a rookie, they have these big targets with these large catch radiuses. And I feel like that could come into handy. I do think Atlanta's going to be bad this year, but moving forward, they pretty much have the wide receiver car I wish Lamar Jackson had.
They got weapons, man. We have to see what that defense look like, but I think they'll put some points up, man. I'm not ready to knock them out just too fast. I think, like I said, every division has a team that's at the top, maybe a second team, and then in the middle, and then at the bottom. I think Atlanta will be somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? I don't think they'll be as bad as everybody think they'll be. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
That's a good.
If we want to talk quarterbacks, you know what I mean? You say Ritter, right? Man, I just want to talk about freaking Tyler Huntley over there in Baltimore, right? You got I just remember last year where Lamar Jackson was able to step out, right? He had a little boo-boo problem where, you know what I mean, he was going to the bathroom and some things happened. But, man, look, Tyler Huntley, he was able to step in and keep things going. And he looked good, man. And they coming into this preseason, he's been one of the most impressive quarterbacks thus far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think he's looked good. And I think I'm comfortable with saying he's one of the better backup quarterbacks in this league, and especially for the system that Baltimore runs. As far as like having an athletic quarterback getting out there on the perimeter and making plays, man, he looks good, man. So Tyler Huntley, man, yeah, trending up, man. He's balling.
That was definitely a diamond in the rough find for Baltimore too, because if Lamar does go down, they don't have to change their system at all. Like, he's just a perfect scheme fit. He's just like a great value Walmart brand Lamar Jackson, pretty much. Like,
yeah.
But I don't know if you noticed any in the Seattle game, but Charles Cross was out there doing his thing. Completely was stuffing Robert Quinn out there. So that's a guy that I was high on.
It was a nice little battle, man. You know what I mean? Robert Quinn was able to rough him up a little bit, but, man, he held his own, man. And I think for Seattle, what you want to see out of your left tackle, your future, man, that's great. Because, you know, Robert Quinn is a premier pass rusher in this league. So,
oh, yeah.
If you want a confidence builder for a guy like that, yeah, he looked good. Charles Cross for sure.
Definitely.
And I got tackled, but before we fully entrench and switch positions, I want to have your thoughts on Malik Willis. You know what I mean? I thought he made some plays this weekend. He wasn't the most accurate. Yeah, he had some plays here and there where, you know what I mean, he overthrew here and there. But I thought, like, in the midst of all that, man, he showed a lot of talent, man. And I think, you know what I mean, I'm not sure if it'll be this year, but I think he showed a lot of promise to what the future can look like once Tannehill is out the way over there. And, you know what I mean, I think he looked good, man. I like Malik Willis.
Definitely, I think Malik is a total project. He's played to, I guess, the expectations I put on him this preseason. I don't see a situation where he takes Tannehill's job. I think he's a year away from being a year away. 2 years from now, maybe going into year 3, he gets his opportunity. By then, you have to give him his opportunity because he's going to be due for a payday coming up. So if they believe in him, because there's a chance they don't even like move forward with him. If he ends up being terrible and they have a better opportunity next season in the draft, you move off of a Malik Willis.
I don't know if you want to call this a hot take, cool take. I think this Tannehill last year. I think Tannehill will have one last chance to, you know what I mean, you got a dead camera, you got this team around you. 2, go ahead and see what you got with him. And I think moving into next year, I think Malik Willis will be a guy. And, you know, I mean, you got Traylon Burks, you got some young guys he can move forward with. Kyle Phillips, 2 young picks, I think. I think the future is bright. I think, you know what I mean, he is a project, right? But I think he has put it on film already where he has some traits you just can't teach, right? We talk about traits. He got the 7 on. He's looking like Vick. He's scrambling. He's throwing sidearm throws. I know that's not all that entails as far as the quarterback position goes, but he looks good. He looks good. He's not perfect, but I think he's put some plays out there, and I think he's gave Tennessee Titan fans a lot to be excited about.
I did just look up Tannehill's contract out of curiosity, and it looks like a lot of dead cap next season. It's kind of confusing, but it looks like he's under contract through the 2025 season, but it becomes basically free 2024 and on. So, yeah, there's definitely a chance where they move off of him. I think it's a hot take. I'm not mad at it.
Anybody else out there standing out to you from the quarterback position before we move on?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay. Honorable mention, Daniel Jones. You're looking good out there, man. You know what I mean, from an NFC standpoint, we heavy on the data over here, but I think just putting the offensive line in front of him, I think we'll see a different Daniel Jones, and I think Brian Daboll over there, coming from Buffalo, I think he'll put him in position over there. We don't know. Which, like, how you feel about Daniel Jones right now?
Yeah, bro, I just always think about that.
I see you a little shaky, man.
I just always think about that play when he fell down, bro.
Hey, we can never forget that, right? But he has some jets, man. I think he got a little deceptive speed. I always thought Daniel Jones was a little bit of underrated. He received a lot more flack than he should have. He's dealt with a lot. New York has never really had an offensive line behind him. Saquon has been in now. He's never really had a solid run game. He's fairly accurate when you think about it. So I think he could be in line for a big year, and he has looked good his preseason. So I'll go ahead and give you credit for that, man. Shout out Daniel Jones.
I do think too that New York is in full rebuild mode, so I don't expect much out of them now. But hopefully they have the correct coaching staff in place. I know they're in kind of a cap hell. They signed Adoree Jackson to an outrageous deal, and he hasn't done much, and they're stuck with him until 2024. So they've got some salary cap issues to work through, this coaching staff, I think, before they become relevant. But I hope they do become relevant, because the NFC East is always more fun when the Sunday night Giants games are good.
We're going to smash New York, bro. Hey, look, if any Giants fans in here, I'm sorry, right? But listen, you know what Dak do to y'all. I'm sorry. All right, cool. Just to move on, right? Let's talk about anybody from the defensive side of the ball, right? Any standouts? I know one for me, Daxton Hill. He made a couple plays. He looks good over there in Cincinnati, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it was strange to see. We talked about. I was like, Daxton Hill made some plays, man. I was able to see him get sidelined. He made the dive and interception, and then a couple days later, I was like, "Dang, you see that today?" Like, Jesse Bates to sign that franchise tag, boy. He returned it back to camp. Now you think it's a little smoke of fire right there, where Jesse Bates like, the young bucket's looking a little too good. He might got me on the hot seat a little bit.
No, I think listening to the GM Shuffle with Lombardi, he kind of broke down the Jesse Bates situation and was like, made a really good point about how pretty much don't think of yourself over the team in a way. But I think Jesse just kind of realized his market value and that it's not going to get much better for him out there. So with Daxton Hill coming and showing up, you can move off of Jesse. Oh, cool, you don't want to sign this tag, bro? Kick rocks. We got this young boy under contract. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
No, I do think it was a panic return, though, because you didn't prove anything. You just showed up and signed the tag.
Like, why this week, right? You know what I mean? I think that's a little silver lining to be said right there. Lewis signed. He looked good over there. Another talented safety. Drafted this year from Minnesota over there. He was able to make sideline plays, man. He looked good. Another safety. What's going on with Kyle Hamilton over there in Baltimore? I haven't heard too much from him. Have you heard anything out of Baltimore camp?
You know what's crazy, bro? I haven't heard a single word about Kyle Hamilton this preseason. That's crazy. It's completely slipped my mind, too. Yeah. Supposed to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah, that's crazy to hear, man. So I don't know, man. He has a good defense around him. Honestly, in Baltimore, I feel like they have everything except for the linebacker. So he has everything he needs to succeed. But when we talk about top picks, I know even it was a situation where we even thought I like Kyle Hamilton even in Dallas for a good chunk there, a good time period where I thought he could be a top 5 player in this draft. He dropped a little bit, and it seems like, Baltimore, they always draft well. So I feel like he will fit right in. It's just strange that I haven't heard his name pop up. Thibodeaux.
Ooh.
Right? You know what I mean? It's crazy, right? I think, he's looked good, right? Now, that play that happened,
controversial.
You feel like there's a lot of controversy going on, legal here, legal there, right? We've all had a couple, times to kind of rewind that film a little bit and look what happened there. Do you feel like that was totally illegal there? Speaking of the top 5 pick right there. Okay.
Illegal, no. Unnecessary, yeah. You don't need to do that in the preseason. We don't need to do that. To go hit a guy that low who's a rookie, like we don't do that in the preseason. It's essentially just an exaggerated practice. You're just practicing on live TV.
Yeah.
So doing that, you're just showing off. I don't know. I don't like that in the preseason. I don't even like that in the regular season. It's more reasonable in the regular season. Preseason, we just can't be out here trying to chop block people. I don't like it.
They might just got to get rid of the chop block altogether, man.
Right.
It might just have to be mano a mano, man. I just feel like you shouldn't be diving at guys' knees in general. Is it legal? Yeah, it was legal. There's nothing illegal about it. But I think moving forward is something to be said. The NFL might got to look at where it's like, diving at guys' knees, man. Like, I feel like you can't dive at the quarterback knees, right? So what makes these other players out there not in the same ballpark when you think about a rule like that, right? So it was... Well, it looked bad, though. It looked bad. You can easily sit there and say it's dirty, you know what I mean? But it's legal. Yeah.
Especially, like, imagine if that would have ended his rookie season. This high-touted pick, possibly going 1 overall, gets chop blocked in the preseason. And I think that falls under both coaching staffs. Why do you have your guy out there? New York. Yeah, you want to give him the reps, but he was an early pick. What has he really proven out there? Get him up to game speed, I get it, but on the other side, like, that coaching staff needs to get on someone's ass. They need to get on the line coach's ass, like, figure that out.
Yeah.
Because if that was worse, it would have been a very terrible, unfortunate situation.
All right, man. So we'll get to this next week. Let's see who stops up. There's a lot of people in this bubble, man, and I don't think a lot of people realize it, but over 1,000 people will be cut this week, man. So a lot of people will be looking for jobs. A lot of people will be going to USFL. A lot of people might be bagging groceries, right? So let's see who steps up. I'm excited to see what Dallas does this week, man. And we might see some starters out there. I know we have the Jalen Hurts Tua potential matchup going on. I think that'll be interesting to see if we can get those matchups out there. But, yeah, man, so far so good, man. We almost here. I mean, I'm excited.
We're almost there, bro. This is it.
Here. And listen, if y'all don't know, I think we told y'all once before, but, man, y'all stay tuned for this fantasy draft, man. We're going to be bringing a lot of content. As far as the fantasy go, we're going to be going in depth with it, man. We got some heat for y'all, man. So, yeah, just stay on the lookout for that. I promise, man, it's going to be some heat.
Definitely. And we also are going to be hitting you guys with our season-long bets, some hot takes, playoff predictions, like you name it. We're going to start talking some other stuff around the league. So stay tuned. This is the Schilling N Stunna podcast. You got any final words?
Hey, peace. I appreciate y'all, man. Look, man, stay tuned and hit that notification bell, and we'll be back with another one.
Definitely. And hit us up in the comments, too. We're trying to interact with you guys.
Yeah, man. Engage with us a little bit, man. Listen, we're trying to push these algorithms, man. So, man, y'all don't understand how important it is, man. Like I said, we love football, man. We love giving y'all the content, man. Good or bad, man. Positive reviews, man. Just give us some feedback, man. And we love to just go back and forth with y'all, man. So, like I said, man, we appreciate all the new subscribers. Y'all just keep coming in, man, and we'll keep bringing it to you, man, for sure, man. So, like I said, man, it's the Schilling N Stunna podcast, man, and yeah, we'll be back.